But first, let's start some jaw relaxation exercises. Let's start by just easily massaging the jaw with your fingertips. As you begin freeing the jaw, you may start to yawn more. Awesome. Keep yawning. It's a great stretch and provides you with wonderful deep breaths that encourage support. When you yawn, make sure you yawn both vertically and horizontally. Really get a great stretch for the jaw and the lips actually with that one. Now, using the heel of your hand, drag the hand down the jawbone on the face towards your chin. Really thinking about releasing that jaw hinge and letting the face muscles relax.
I look silly. But it is relaxing.
Totally okay to look silly. It's great actually. Oh, that feels so good. Now, let's go back to that hinge we spoke about earlier, back here. Allow your newly relaxed jaw to release down for a moment and feel that space that opens up under your ear as the hinge releases down. This is a great pressure point on our face. By pressing into it, we can release the jaw even more. Now, this can feel quite painful, so don't hurt yourself, but it will feel great when you let go. Now, take your chin between thumb and index finger and move the jaw up and down.
Well, it's hard.
Don't hurt yourself on this one either.
You gotta watch your tongue.
It can be very difficult, yeah. Make sure your tongue's not in the way. But really let your hand control your jaw. You'll feel the jaw kind of try to fight back a little bit. See if you can relax it and just let your hand be in control.
Yeah, my jaw definitely does not want to give up control.
Yeah. So lots to work on. Now, if you haven't felt silly already, prepare to. And if you're really relaxed, prepare to let a little saliva fly around. Now, clasp your hands together and shake your body and face, keeping that jaw released.
I don't know if I'm willing to do that on camera.
Come on, Rachel.
Okay, do it again.
Let's use this newly released jaw a bit and practice on some vowel sounds. Some vowel sounds that use some jaw drops, so ah and aw. Now, let's go from ooh, which has a tight lip rounding here, ooh, and move into aw. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Now, let's move from ooh into ah. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. You can practice going back and forth, and this may help you hear and feel the difference between those two sounds. All right, hopefully your jaw feels more relaxed. Remember to do this when from the L to the R to the T. The tongue is very important when it comes to articulation of all kinds of sounds. So having a relaxed tongue that can move quickly and efficiently is a very good thing. Let's learn how to relax this very strong muscle. Just how strong is the tongue? Very. It's considered the strongest muscle in the body in relation to its size. One way to see how strong it is to put your pinky finger to the roof of your mouth and then pin your pinky finger to the roof of the mouth with the tongue, like that. Now, have a tongue versus pinky war. If you're like me, your tongue wins every time, and your pinky hurts. Ow. So, let's relax this mega muscle. First, stick out your tongue. Make sure you have clean hands for this, and massage your tongue. Now, this may feel weird, but it's a good way to get to know this muscle that works so hard for us.
Never done that before.
It's strange. It's a strange feeling, but it actually kind of feels good. Now, stick your tongue out again, and this time, see if you can go from relaxed to pointed to relaxed and back and forth without tensing the rest of the face. So,
okay.
It's hard to do it without tensing your lips.
Yeah.
You can get there eventually, but just to start, just begin exploring that ability.
Maybe give them a side angle of that.
Sure. All right. At first, you may feel like you need to tense the lips and jaw to tense the tongue, but eventually, you'll be able to isolate the tension to the tongue alone. Then, keeping the tip of the tongue behind the front teeth, where it stays for almost all of the vowel sounds, do some tongue push-ups, or push-outs to be more accurate.
Oh, I've never seen that before either.
So you'll stick out the middle of the tongue, giving the tongue a good stretch.
Wow, you're really good at that. Did you learn this in acting school?
I did.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time doing these exercises in school.
Let me try. It's hard if you're not used to it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a strange movement. But again, doing this will help you have a great relationship with all of what's happening in your mouth so that when you're working with a teacher or when you're working with yourself and you learn about where the tongue is supposed to be, it may become easier to do that new movement or action with your tongue because you've been able to have these exercises.
Yeah.
Now, one way to help yourself is to put your hand in front of your tongue and reach towards your hand to give yourself a bit of a challenge. Now,
Wow.
I will never reach my hand, but it's something to reach for. Now, my least favorite exercise, but a great one for the tongue. We're going to circle the tongue around the mouth in both directions. Now, imagine that you've got peanut butter stuck on your gums, and you're going to circle the tongue around trying to get the peanut butter out.
I kind
Now-
of like that one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why is that your least favorite?
Because when you do it 10 times one way and 10 times the
Oh,
other
your
way,
tongue
your
gets-
tongue starts to really get
Yeah.
sore. So work up to 10 times one way, and then you can switch to 10 times the other way. But you can start with 5. Now, drop your head, relax the tongue out of the mouth, and shake.
Oh boy. Do I have to try that?
Give it a shot.
Okay, I better hold my hair.
Such relaxation.
Yeah.
Now, you should feel the tongue release all the way in the back of the mouth. And as you do this, some saliva may fly around. If so, congratulations. You're doing it perfectly. Now, let's practice some articulation with this newly relaxed tongue. So that's using the unvoiced T sound. Now let's try the voiced D sound. And you can just feel the very tip of your tongue on the gum ridge there for that nice, light touch, efficient T and D. Let's try da 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 da. And then some fun practice. Trumpet players call this double tonguing. It's to articulate the tongue in the front with the tip of the tongue for the T, and then a K sound with the back.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
When you do that, you just feel your tongue going back and forth.
Yeah,
That's
it's really
kinda cool.
fun. All right, nice job. Remember, this is a great way to get to know your tongue and may be really helpful when it comes to dealing with complicated consonant clusters that involve the tongue in words like strike, plurals, and twelfth. Those are tough ones.
Some of my students have a hard time moving their tongue without moving their jaw. So as you do some of these exercises, make sure you do some holding the jaw firm so that the tongue is moving independently, like this. You should be able to do it without moving the jaw at all. If you're having a hard time, try holding on to the jaw lightly to really focus your effort on the tongue.
That I loved making was the fish face. Nice. That's a good one. The lips are two wonderful articulators for many sounds. B, P, F, V, M, W, as well as rounding for vowels and diphthongs like ooh, aw, oh, ow. Let's practice some relaxation exercises that will help our lips become as flexible and versatile as possible. Let's start by massaging the lips, which are really mostly skin and mucous membrane. Any way you like.
I can't do that because I'm wearing lipstick, otherwise I would.
I like to spend some time on the corners of the lip where there is some muscle that you can feel. Now, blow through your lips like we're making the sound of an airplane or a boat. This can be a good chance to connect with your support and blow through the lips from support.
I'm gonna go higher than you.
Okay.
You know, that really is hard if you have any tension in your lips.
Yeah.
They won't do that. Singers do that too.
You can start by blowing through just with the breath. And then add voice to it. Now, let's try the fish face. Can you do it? It actually feels pretty good. Now here again, let's drop our heads and shake the lips out.
Do I have to do that again?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Well, it messes up my hair.
Wow. So, when you're doing these exercises, try not to wear lipstick and do it before you do your hair.
And pull your hair back in a bun.
Now, let's work on some vowel sounds with the lips. So, ooh-wee, 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 ooh-wee. So the lips start very forward and rounded and then pull back in the corners for that E vowel. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, ooh-wee. And now we're going to get the jaw involved on this next one. We'll go from ooh, where again the lips are rounded forward, into aw, where the jaw will drop a bit. Ooh, aw, ooh, aw, ooh, aw, ooh, aw. And now let's go from ooh-wee to ooh-aw. Ooh-wee, ooh-aw, ooh-wee, ooh-aw, ooh-wee, ooh-aw. Nice. Now, drop your head and shake your lips out again. And you're done. When we help students find the sound, which we consider the core sound of American English, we often suggest finding a chest resonance or a lower resonance to help them find this sound. The way to find that lower resonance is to relax your neck and throat and connect the vibrations of your sound to your body. Here are a few exercises to help relax your neck and throat and access that body connection. First, let's just relax the head down, chin to chest, and massage the back and sides of the neck.
I can do that.
This should feel really good.
Ooh, it does.
Feel free to give your shoulders some love. You may also feel like sighing as you do this. A nice, easy sound carried by easy breath. Great.
Now let's roll our head around, starting slowly. Just let your head hang down with the chin on the chest and start to gently roll it back and forth just a little bit. Don't go too far. Stay slow and then start rolling it up even further on each side. Then eventually you can go around the whole circle. How's that feel, Tom?
That feels really good. Now, as you go around the full circle, if you feel any spot that feels tense, that you feel a little bit of ache in as you go around, really focus on that. Maybe get in there with your fingers and rub that out so that you can go ahead and free the neck all the way around.
Now drop one ear to your left shoulder. While you do this, gently reach your right hand towards the ground. You'll feel a little stretch in the right side of your neck. Don't go too far, just do what feels good to release. Then switch sides. How you doing there, Tom?
This is great.
Now, leading with your eyes, look over your left shoulder as far as you can, but of course, don't hurt yourself. And switch. Here's one that may feel a little bit weird at first. Let's start with a very relaxed face. The jaw should be relaxed and possibly hanging open just a little bit. Let's just sigh. Nice full breath in and a relaxed sigh out. Let a little sound out with the sigh. Let the vibrations from the sound relax the throat even more. Now put both hands on either side of your larynx and very gently jiggle it back and forth. As you do this, continue your easy breath in and easy sigh out. If you're able to do this, then it means your throat is relaxed because it's impossible to do this with a lot of throat tension.
Lastly, let's rub our hands together so they're nice and warm. And then place them around your neck, a natural heating pad, though it cools down a little too quickly. Now, with your newly relaxed neck and throat, sigh on ah, and see if you can feel the vibration in the chest. This relaxation will really come in handy as you work on your American English.
A lot of my students who speak with natural throat tension because of their native language have a hard time identifying the tension because it's so normal to them. So one way to work with this to try to move your placement down is just to think of opening up the neck some. And all of these exercises will help. So go through all of these exercises and then think of an opening sensation so that your voice can rest more here. Anytime there's tension in the neck, it brings the placement up higher. But we want the American English placement to feel like it's coming from here. An overall nasal sound can be caused either by tension in the throat or by a lowered soft palate. When the soft palate is lowered, it allows some air to come through here into the nasal cavity. That makes the voice live more in the face than in the body. Luckily, there is a very easy way to tell if this is a problem for you. If you put your fingers on the bridge of your nose, you will feel it vibrate if your soft palate is lowered. Try it. Put your fingers here and say, na, na. I feel a vibration for the N, which has a lowered soft palate, but not for the ah, which has a raised soft palate. There are only 3 sounds in English that are nasal, with a lowered soft palate. They are N, M, and NG. Many other languages have nasal vowels, where the soft palate is down, including Mandarin, Polish, Hindi, French, and Portuguese. If your native language has nasal vowels, you'll really want to pay attention to this. First, test yourself. Let's take the word on. It has the ah as in father vowel and the N consonant. Say it slowly, holding your nose. On. Were you able to make the vowel with no vibration? Another word, song, has the ah as in law vowel followed by the NG consonant. Song. Were you able to make the vowel with no vibration? A lot of my students get concerned with the idea of raising and lowering the soft palate. It's sort of hard to feel and hard to see. So I've told them just to focus on keeping it lifted. Somehow this does not interfere with the nasal consonants. I've never had a student fix their overall sound by keeping the soft palate raised, but then mess up their nasal consonants. So just focus on keeping it lifted. How do you lift it? There are a few ways to get used to the feeling and the idea. One way to get used to feeling your soft palate is to suck through a straw. When you suck through a straw, your soft palate automatically closes to prevent the liquid from going up into your nasal cavity. So, see if you can feel it close. And if you can't, then try sucking up through the straw and holding it there. If you hold it, that might make you more aware of the feeling here, especially when you let go. See if you feel anything release. So go ahead, open a can of soda, treat yourself to that, and practice feeling your soft palate. Another method that may help you lift your soft palate is to just think of creating more space back here. If you're creating more space, you may automatically lift your soft soft palate to accommodate that. So you can focus on creating space in the back of your mouth or throat as you talk. Another way to feel your soft palate is to watch yourself raising and lowering it. Switch back and forth between ah and ng. When you make the ng, of course, you're lowering your soft palate. So switch back and forth between the two and try to keep your tongue in the same position. That means it's your soft palate that has to move. Watch yourself in a mirror. I'll demonstrate now so you should see what that looks like. So the soft palate. It's hard to see and hard to feel, but it does play an important role in the placement of the voice in American English. Play around with these exercises, especially the last one, and see if you can get used to the idea of keeping your soft palate raised in all vowel sounds and most consonant sounds in American English.
Tongue flexibility is at the core of speaking English as clearly as possible. I notice with many of my students that when they need to use the N consonant, they will often use tension in the jaw to help out. Native speakers of English do not use tension to create these sounds. So, of course, using tension does create an accent. This is an exercise I use in my lessons to practice tongue flexibility. Drop your jaw to an easy open position so that you can clearly see into your mouth when looking into a mirror or the camera on your laptop or phone. Then, reaching up just with the tip of the tongue, make the N consonant sound, and drop the tongue back into a lower position in the mouth for an ah vowel. Na, na. Do this 3 times slowly. Na, na, na. Now, try and speed up a little without letting the jaw start moving up and down. Keep the jaw relaxed and open. Na, na, na. Then, speed up and see how fast you can go. Na, 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 na. We use this tongue flexibility in words like another or banana. If I say those words with a tense jaw that has to move with my N consonant, another, banana, the rhythm of my speech gets a little choppy. Instead, keep the jaw relaxed and let the tongue do the work. Another, banana, banana, another. This also helps the rhythm of your speech in phrases. He's on a TV show. He's on a TV show. A ton of fun. A ton of fun. Notice, even at the end of the word fun, you can still let the tongue do the work and leave the jaw a bit more relaxed. Fun, fun. Using your tongue in this more flexible way and letting the jaw stay more relaxed as you speak does great things for the rhythm of your speech and eventually should lead to a more effortless way of speaking English. Practice on your own with that lowered and relaxed jaw and begin building your tongue flexibility. The American English R sound can be a tricky one for many students. It tends to create tension in the vowels and diphthongs around it. Whenever any extra tension is used to create any American English sound, that tension creates an accented quality to the English being spoken. Here's an exercise that I use with my students to begin building a habit of releasing the tension of the R sound into clear, open vowels and diphthongs. First, if you aren't sure how to make the American English R sound, check out Rachel's video on this sound. For those of you who are ready to drill, try this. Start with a nice, easy, and open ah as in father vowel. Ah, ah. Then, very slowly and smoothly, lift the middle of the tongue up, pull it back a little bit, and push your lip corners out a little and create the R sound. R, R. Now, do the same thing, but release right back into that open ah vowel. R, ah, R, ah. See if you can do this without stopping the airflow of the sound. So it's not R, ah, but R, ah. Keep the sound connected as you slowly move from ah to R and back again. R, ah, ra, ra. Nice. You want to be able to create the same open and clear ah vowel after the R sound that you created before the R. One more time. R, ra, ra, ra. Now, you can practice this with any of the vowel and diphthong sounds. Let's do 2 more together. The ah as in hat vowel. Start with a clear, open ah vowel, then move into the R sound, and then move back and forth between them. Ah, ra, ra, ra. Our goal is to easily release the tongue from the R sound back into that open and clear vowel sound. How about a more difficult one? The O diphthong. For this sound, really pay attention to any lip tension that wants to creep in. Don't let it. Let your lips round easily to create this diphthong sound, and then move into the R sound, and then back and forth between them. O, ro, ro, ro. This kind of practice is great for building a more effortless quality into your American English R sound. Don't try and rush this practice. It should take time. Think about this as if you're going to the gym. It's going to take time, but after dedicated and regular practice, you will notice that you're able to use the R sound with less effort. Hi, I'm Tom Kelly, a Rachel's English teacher, and I'm here to tell you to relax. Chances are you can. It's really helpful when you're speaking English. Today's practice tip is about thinking vertically rather than horizontally when you speak. You'll see what I mean in a second. A lot of my students are amazed to discover that speaking English can actually take less effort than they are currently using. Today, I'm going to talk about one area of the face in which I see a lot of effort being used: the lips. Some students tend to pull their lips back wide when speaking. I call this speaking horizontally. I'm going to do it for a second. It's like a bit of a smile on my face, and it tends to limit how much I drop my jaw. It also changes the way I sound. It takes my vocal placement from a lower resonance to a higher resonance. We want to keep that low, open chest resonance when speaking English. There are a few sounds in English that might require a little bit of horizontal stretch from the lips. For instance, the E as in me vowel. Many students like to pull the lips back for this vowel sound. E. E. That's fine, and you will achieve a clear E vowel when you do that. But when you watch native speakers use words with the E vowel, you'll notice that if the lip corners pull back, it's a very subtle movement. For example, easy. Easy. My lip corners are barely pulling wide. Most of the E vowel is made with the middle of my tongue arching up in the mouth. Another vowel sound that might use a little bit of lip movement is the A as in hat vowel. Many students will say hat, using a lot of lip tension. This tension can actually make your voice sound a little nasal. The vocal placement rises into the face and nasal passages. Hat. My hat is missing. Instead, let the lips stay a bit more relaxed, and let the tongue position be more important. For this vowel, the tongue is wide and arching slightly up and forward in the mouth. Hat. My hat is missing. Now the vocal placement sounds the same the whole way through the sentence. Only with relaxation can you find that chest resonance. I really encourage you to use a mirror to check and see if this is something you do. If you find that you tend to pull the lip corners back a lot when you speak, see what happens if you speak vertically rather than horizontally. This means relaxing the lips and letting the jaw drop down a bit more for stressed syllables. Let's run through some examples. Bed. Speaking horizontally, bed. Speaking vertically, bed. It takes so much less effort to speak vertically. Same. Horizontal, same. Vertical, same. To do this, you may need to move your tongue more than you are used to. If you've been using lip and jaw tension for the A diphthong, for example, chances are you are pulling your lips wide. Instead, just arch the middle of the tongue from a low, wide position in the mouth to a higher position. A. A. And let the lips relax. American English depends on a lot of flexible movement from the tongue so that the lips and jaw can stay relaxed. How about a couple of practice sentences? I love vacation days. Avoid the horizontal vacation days and go vertical and relaxed. Vacation days. I love vacation days. Take the empty chair in the back. Horizontal. Take the empty chair in the back. Vertical. Take the empty chair in the back. Again, hopefully you can hear how relaxing my lips and jaw ends up changing the placement of my voice and the sound of my vowels and diphthongs. Use a mirror when you practice to see if you are speaking horizontally. If you are, cool. Now you know you get to relax. And it's always great to remember that you are allowed to relax.